If we disappear,
I'm telling you, dude.
if me and Eli disappear, it is not a coincidence.
We did not kill ourselves. What's up, guys? 3 Sheets to the Wind coming at you with another episode. It's your boys, Eli and Nick. Gus decided to go hunting so he can come back with nothing again this year and not put food on the table. If he comes back with something, I'll be thoroughly surprised. We should have placed bets. Take the under on Gus.
He's going to fill that freezer.
You think so?
Yeah.
You got faith in your boy? What time is it, Nick? Be honest to the fellas.
9:20 in the morning.
And we're drinking Coors Lights, huh? It's never too late for a silver bullet to the brain.
It's different for me.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you're an alcoholic.
I'm not an alcoholic.
No, I just shake whenever I don't have a beer.
Yeah.
That's called dedication, not addiction.
No, I woke up at like 2 a.m.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This guy works nights, so it's okay. This is like your afternoon,
That's
right?
what I tell myself.
Yeah. That's a justified.
During the weekend, I usually just take like small naps throughout the day.
Yeah, that's fucked. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're coming back. I thought we'd have a discussion, maybe a couple topics.
Is this your big plan?
I don't really have that big of a plan.
You said you were taking Route 66.
Yeah, well, we can take whatever. My GPS broke. But, yeah.
So what's the big...
How you been?
That's the big idea. Working. I got a lot of overtime. Or not overtime. Vacation coming up.
Do you?
Yeah.
Paid?
Next week, I work Sunday, and then I'm off all week.
To Sunday?
To next Sunday, yeah.
And you're going to come over for the Packer game?
No, I work Sunday.
No, you don't. Why would you fucking set it up that way?
I have to. Another guy's got off, so I got to cover him.
So, which Sunday are you coming over?
I did last Sunday.
Yeah, that's not fair.
It was my good. Dude,
that was pretty exciting. Like, the Patriots could have came back, and we had the
That was
Packer
funny. We
game.
turned the game on immediately. He throws the pick.
Yeah, that's sad. Dude, I was actually hopeful. It's so exciting when, like, I don't even care what team it is. When, like, the other guy, unless it's the Chiefs. Dude, there was okay, we're not going to talk about sports. That right away.
We're not talking about sports this episode.
Yeah, anything else?
That's how it always turns into. We can get all the sports stuff out right now.
Okay, well.
Chiefs lost. Thank God.
Daddy Allen.
I'm pissed because Brock Purdy's hurt.
Oh, is he?
Nick Bosa's hurt.
Who do they got in? Trey Lance?
I was fucking Brandon Allen.
Never heard of him.
I don't know.
Is he
Trey Lance is on Dallas.
Mr. Irrelevant 2.0 or what?
I don't know, but
who the fuck is...
I texted Eli this week. I'm like, for my work competition, should I pick the Packers? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
But now,
what'd you pick?
I picked the Rams to lose to Philly.
Oh, that might be all right. That's sketchy, though, because he's got Puka and Cobb.
I know. It was like I picked them, and then the next day, Brock Purdy's out. Nick Bosa's out.
And, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's me and another guy. I got faith in Philly, even though I hate the Eagles.
The tush push.
But then the more I think about the game, they have to fly from Pennsylvania to California.
And then play.
And Devontae Smith's not playing. But I got faith in Saquon.
And Saquon.
Daniel Jones got released.
Yeah.
Where do you think he's going?
Don't they have DeVito? No.
Yeah, they got DeVito, meatballs.
Senor. Did you hear that their coach ripped off his captain's
and glued it onto the the other guy or something.
Yeah, he just ripped it off in front of the team.
That coach is kind of dumb.
Yeah. Dude, he was interviewing Jaden Daniels.
I saw that.
Did you see that? He's like, do you want to play here? Because I need to know you want to play here. Yeah, I'll play here.
Yeah, I was watching
you missed out, bud.
I was watching him interview all the rookie quarterbacks. And then I don't know what spot they had, but then they go draft a receiver.
Oh. Yeah, that's whack, dude. That guy sucks. Ran him into the ground for 3 years. Unless that's what they wanted him to do. I don't know.
Yeah. Enough sports talk.
Yeah. We're done now.
We're done.
Okay. So
6 minutes in, we're done with sports.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, do you have any favorite childhood adventure that you
Adventures?
had? Did you have any adventure?
Like, what do you mean?
Something exciting. I don't know.
Like stories from the childhood?
Sure, like something crazy.
Damn.
Something wild.
You should have like texted me this the night before.
No, I didn't want you to have to
put me on the spot like this.
Yeah, just fucking have a couple more beers and open up. My dad beat me.
We don't support
No,
abuse.
Not at all. So, favorite childhood adventure? You had plenty of time. You don't have a childhood adventure or something fun. What did you do as a kid? Play chess.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I remember beating some mentally challenged kid at chess.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
No, but he was like, like how mentally challenged people are like smart at weird things.
Yeah.
He was smart at chess, and I beat him.
Okay.
But that's not fun.
And he grew up to be a comedian, Shane Gillis.
That's not interesting. I remember this one time I was hanging Christmas lights, and I almost fell off the roof.
Was I there?
No. This was
when you were
a couple years
a
before.
Wee lad?
Maybe like first years of high school.
Is there like what happened? Like I stepped on a patch of ice and slid
Well,
down?
no, like there's all those little pebbles on the shingles.
The granules?
The granules. And I was like, I climbed on the top because you got to climb on our garage and then you climb on top of the actual house roof. And then you kind of just like crab walk down to the gutters. And like my right foot hit this patch of pebbles and I started like sliding down on my back. But I caught myself.
And you were like, Miguel. Have you seen that? Where the guy's sliding off the roof? Miguel!
I always think about how funny it would be if like my mom's washing dishes and then I just fall
right
through the window.
I'm Batman. Yeah.
My childhood was pretty, average.
I feel like that's not average to force your kid to play chess.
I didn't get forced.
Did you get locked in your room too, in the tower? The West Wing?
I was good at it. And
honestly, if I knew how to play chess, I feel like that's not bad. It would probably be fun.
It was something to do.
Yeah. But, see, I had adventures. We'd always go to, like, construction sites and climb their stockpiles and stuff. And there was one church that got dug up, and there was granite everywhere. So we'd go and we'd find big-ass pieces of granite. It's kind of fun.
And do what with it?
Throw them at walkers. Just kidding.
Throw them at walkers?
People with walkers.
Cool, the walkers.
No, yeah. No, it was like, dude, you'd see people pull up in their cars and just fill their trunk with dirt for their house.
Oh.
It was whack. I was like, dude, I didn't know Jackson swung this way. That's how I knew I was in the hood. Throwing up J's and shit.
Was that the gang sign?
Yeah.
J's?
I always said I was a part of the Jackson Jaguars, but that's the select baseball team.
The Jackson 5?
Yeah, the Jackson 5.
Is that a band?
That was Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, father's band, where he beat them until they sang right.
Oh.
It's a good part of history there. Michael Jackson's alive.
You know how, like, when you're in school and you're learning about stuff, you just want to kill yourself? But then now that you're an adult, all that stuff is interesting?
No, I don't really give a fuck.
Well, I'm not talking about, like, math or science. I'm talking about, like, history.
Yeah.
Like, I've gotten into the stage where I'm listening to, like, history podcasts and documentaries. Shit is so interesting, dude. Love it.
I always liked history, though, anyway, even in school. That's one class that I actually did all right in because it was more interesting than anything else, I think.
I like learning about wars and...
I was never a big science guy, but science is pretty cool if you have a decent teacher.
Depends on the science.
I just like the shit, yeah, not anatomy or any of that. I like the shit where you can make stuff explode.
Chemistry?
Bath salts and shit.
Breaking Bad shit?
Yeah, like make up some methamphetamine. Is it meth? Yeah, crystal meth. Yeah. That's what I like.
The Walter White?
Yeah. I always wanted to be Walter White. Stack some money, dude.
You can go do it.
I'm always one player away on my parlay. You could be Jesse. Bitch.
No, I'm smarter than you. I'd be cooking.
The fuck you are, dude. You wear a fucking pair of glasses and you think you're fucking top shit.
You have glasses on.
Played chess as a kid.
I did.
Beat a retarded kid.
I beat it.
Beat one special ed kid and you think you're just Dr. Walter White. But yeah.
Oh, I've been really interested in like Nazis.
Oh, good thing you voted for Donald Trump then.
Like listening to Nazi experiments and all the supernatural stuff they tried to do. That shit. Like all the mysterious artifacts they tried to find during the war.
Did they actually try to find like the Holy Grail?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't like an Indiana Jones thing?
No, they legit tried to find the Holy Grail. They tried to find Atlantis.
I've always wondered about the Golden City El Dorado. Is that a real thing or that's just a legend?
I think so.
And it's hidden, right?
Yeah.
No one knows where it is. Did they try or no? It was
I don't
just
know about
Atlantis.
that one.
I wonder why Atlantis over that.
Well,
because there's power
Nazis thought that they were descended from Atlanteans.
Really?
Because they thought like Atlanteans were like superheroes, kind of. Like they had strength and stuff like that. So they thought like they were the master race.
Yeah.
So they sent...
But Nazis were all fucking coked up, weren't they? All of them? At least in Blitzkrieg they were.
In war, some of them were. They'd give them meth.
I thought they gave them like fucking medical grade meth. Where it was just
when they were charging in the trenches and stuff.
It wasn't like to just keep them on it, small microdoses, or no? I thought they were
that was just in war.
Okay. So they just fucked them up.
That's another thing I don't understand about Hitler. How did he convince this whole country of Germany to do all these atrocious things?
Well, they say that that's how you get people to do stuff is you take farmers and you start by doing something small, you know? You just start with little tasks. Arrest this guy, you know, or this guy stole from us. Now we have to, you know, make an example out of him, shoot him in the legs. Then you shoot him in the legs. Then you're okay with that. Then it's like, okay, now we got to string this guy up and spread them apart. And it's like, well, that's kind of messed up.
So that eventually leads to mass genocide?
They had scientists that knew how to mess like with the brain little by little. So you start accepting it, and then as you just keep getting influenced. It's like if you had bad friends, you know, and you just like you never would do drugs, and then they're always doing it, and then they're like, well, we'll just try this mushroom, and because it's like natural, so you try the mushroom. Well, then once you're on the mushroom, it's like, oh, you know what, I could have some of this weed or something, and I don't know, might be a bad example, but it's little by little.
It kind of makes sense.
It's
like they go to the extremes they do.
But like you're either gonna die or you're gonna do it, you know.
But how did he convince the whole most of the population?
I'm sure there was like a trade too. Like, I'll keep your family safe if you work for me. It starts there. Then they're in.
I know he was like
a whole bunch of your friends in if you're Germans, you know, like half your boys are with you. And then you're slowly doing, this guy did this, and you're trying to get, you know, paid probably. I'm sure they were getting paid, right?
The Germans? No, they just thought they were trying to take over the world.
So they just did it for free. That's even more fucked up.
Kinda. That's why I don't get.
They were probably trying to push for rank.
I know Hitler was like a really good speaker, but
yeah, but they I swear almost every speech he was hopped up on something, wasn't he?
It's because he was yelling? That's just how Germans are.
I thought that's what Joe Rogan said, is they'd always infuse him.
He did have like his like personal doctor give him
and that's
some
why
suppressants because he was like either because he was like so stressed out or he had a disease. I forget, like it was either like cocaine or something.
Dude, I saw a video of him at like either a concert or some event.
Hitler?
Yeah, and he was
at the Taylor Swift concert?
No, it was like some like old. He was just in the stands somewhere. I don't remember. They had concerts then, that's what they do for entertainment, like orchestra and shit. But he's sitting in the stands and he's just tweaking out. Look at that, dude. He's fine.
Maybe he's like, like when you're watching a game and I can't talk about sports, but like you're into it and you're just like, come on. Maybe he's doing that.
The entire time? Dude.
There's just something fishy about that.
But they made it sound like they would just hop up their guys on every battle. And then how do you beat however many troops are coming at you on fucking coke? He said they had to like slow down the doses because they started killing each other.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, because they don't care.
They're itching to get out there.
Yeah, they just like if you don't have immediate contact, you're just gonna go after the nearest dude.
Yeah,
because I don't know how much knowledge they had about like the drugs then. They just knew that it hyped people up. They probably didn't know that it would just like you didn't have any awareness of like who was your enemy or whatever. I don't know.
But they tried to find the Holy Grail. They tried to find Atlantis. They tried to find the Aryan Bible, which is like this book from ancient Germany about the early Aryans or something, where it tells them all like I don't know what was in the Bible, but. And then they tried to find the Spear of Destiny.
Did they get any of this stuff?
Technically, they found the Spear of Destiny, which is the spear that stabbed Christ.
Oh, really?
At the crucifixion. Because they thought it was like had some magical powers or something, but Hitler found it in some church, and he confiscated it, and then it disappeared, and then Americans found it in some vault under, I forget what city, under some city in Germany. But then they think that that's not the real spear. They said there's like 4 doubles or something, but...
And that he didn't have the real spear?
They don't think it was the real one.
Oh, okay.
But...
Dude, that would be so
it's interesting
cool
learning about it.
Running around and finding all this shit at like different locations.
Yeah, some of the...
When did you have time during war to go, hey, you guys go look for the Holy Grail?
Well, the Nazis needed, like, extra stuff to help them because they knew they couldn't really take on the whole world by themselves. But...
Yeah, but they started getting allies, didn't they?
Well, they had Japan. They had Mussolini in Italy. But it wasn't enough.
Yeah, no, that's not.
They were fighting a war on all sides. And then Hitler stupidly tried to invade the Soviet Union, which was... That fighting was fucking brutal. Freezing temperatures. That sucks.
But the Soviets are used to that shit.
Yeah, they definitely had the advantage in that fight, but...
Yeah, dude. We have that one driver at company who was in the Russian military, I believe. He's Ukrainian, but he was in the Russian military because you like have to serve or something for a certain amount of time. And he said he was at this prison where like it's so cold the people die if they try to escape, like as soon as you leave the building. So he said the guards would like pull the trucks out and they'd piss out the door so that they would stay in the heat, and it would just pile up to like the window in the truck.
It would freeze?
Yeah, as soon as you started pissing. It's fucking crazy.
The gulag?
I forget what he called it, but it's pretty close. It sounded terrible. Good times.
Oh, man. A lot of countries do that. You got to have mandatory...
military service.
Like that NBA player on the Jazz, I think he, like, during the off season, he had to join the military. That white dude with the curly hair, Markkanen, I think.
Which military?
I forget what countries he's from.
But he comes back?
Yeah. I don't know how they work it out, but he plays in the season.
Is he pretty good?
Probably their best player.
Oh, yeah? So it's one of those things like, yeah, you could go serve.
Yeah, you got to go for the summer and then come back for the season.
I'm surprised you can play in the U.S. and serve for a different military. It's kind of weird.
Hey, NBA.
No, I'm like all for like different countries playing here. You know, like Greek Freak.
Oh, yeah. Players.
Yeah, but it's just weird that you can serve a different military when the U.S. is the one paying you. I don't know. Something to think about.
Food for thought, you know.
So that's the only thing they found is the spear.
Yeah, they sent some guy to Tibet in China to look for Atlantis, but they never found it.
One guy.
Well, a team.
Oh, okay.
And that's the thing with that team. They sent this guy that was like the German Indiana Jones. He was like an adventurer. He looked for stuff. And he brought all these different guys, like somebody that was good in botany, geology,
and
like
nothing.
the stars. And then they brought this one guy that like his whole thing was race identification. So he would like look at people and by their jawline, their eyes, like their forehead, he could tell like what their ethnicity was.
He was trying to look for somebody.
So they brought him along to like identify Atlantean people. And I don't know, it was interesting because he would like identify all the people in Tibet and whatever part of Asia that is, but they didn't find anything.
But do you think it's real?
Atlantis? I mean, a lot of philosophers talk about it.
I don't know.
They think it was like an island and then all of a sudden it just disappeared one day. But
yeah, but when would that time frame be? Do you know? Like, is that
around? I'd probably say a little before Socrates.
Oh, okay.
Because I know they talked about it.
Huh.
But
the theory is that it's underwater, right?
Yeah.
And that people live there still? Like, there's underwater living people, or no?
Maybe.
Or is that like the fake part? It just gets
the ruins, or maybe it's on land somewhere.
Okay.
But
you'd think though now somebody would have found it.
I don't know. There's a lot of unexplored stuff. Like with the did you hear about the aliens?
That they confirmed?
Yeah, and that are living in the ocean.
What?
Yeah, they
I guess I didn't hear that.
It was like one of those I don't know what you call it, but all the people in Congress will ask the one guy questions.
Yeah, I heard some of it, but I didn't hear about the ocean, I guess.
I don't know if they said the ocean in there, but there was like some footage of this ship coming out of the water.
Yeah, that they had something following their submarine, right? And then it was going faster than a torpedo, and then it slowed down and like disappeared or something, I thought.
Yeah, something like that, but it was like going in and out of the water, and then they were asking the guy questions about it, and they said they have a body, but that was like pretty much it. It was like I watched most of the thing. It was just so dumb. Most of the time, well, we can't. That's classified. Yeah. We can't tell you that.
Yeah, but see, when they talk about it like that, it's like, okay, bro.
It sounds like an excuse for something
to
else.
Distract somebody.
That's what I'm thinking. It's a distraction from something else going on.
Now, could there be life? Sure. I don't think. But there's some wild theories.
It does make sense that aliens would be hiding in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, look at some of the fish, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Right in.
There's so much.
Do aliens look as weird as we think?
I don't know. They could be. They could not be.
Yeah, they could just look like humans from another place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there's so much of the ocean.
If God did create aliens, they would have to have certain things to like live in an atmosphere, so they might look different. They'd have to have the pressure resistance of the atmosphere and all that, right? If they were in space. Or even if they were in water, they'd have to breathe underwater. So you'd have to have like a gill set up. Right?
Because like in Christianity, aliens wouldn't exist.
Really?
Because, Jesus died for the human race. Are aliens the human race? I think that kind of... Unless they're like a type of animal. But like, do you look at aliens as like above or below the human race? Or an animal or something?
What's weird is all the hieroglyphics that have all that shit.
Yeah, they'll have like...
And it's like... And
flying
they were
saucers.
Saying, I forget who was saying it. But one of the podcasts I was listening to were saying that it's weird how we have jumps in technology out of nowhere. Because, like, I think it was the 80s, they had all the sightings and stuff. Yeah. And we had smartphones, like, right after. And then, like, the computer and stuff, like, when Bill Gates and stuff, or not Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. Like, after, or in that era, nobody has anything. You just have your basic phone. And in that era, he comes out with this computer chip. Like, yeah, you could maybe figure that out, but...
So you think aliens
this is not
shared
what I think,
technology?
They were just saying as a theory. Like, they come... No, because, like, in history, there's always, like, a jump in technology.
So what technology besides, like, before 1900s?
Like, it went from, like, the Wright brothers and your basic fucking jet to... Now we got fighter planes.
Over the span of, like, 150 years.
Yeah. But, like, nothing was developing, and then it just happened.
I would disagree with, because, like...
You would?
Yeah.
Well, then
because I think planes evolved. The Wrigley brothers, they first like floating pretty much.
The Wrigley brothers, the Wright brothers.
It's a circus, isn't it?
I don't know.
The Wright brothers, but
yeah.
I'm saying like it first started as like like Buzz Lightyear falling in style, and then it evolved to like World War I planes, where it was a simple motor with the wings, with the 3 levels of wings. And then, World War II, they got more advanced, and they just kept getting better until they got these fucking F-15s that zoom around.
Oh, what the fuck? AI was that old? 1956?
Man, can you imagine what Hitler would have done with AI? He has GPT.
Yeah, write the perfect speech.
Man.
Imagine what I would have done in high school.
Hey, I had it.
Yeah.
Just not to the level.
Yeah, well, some people think that they've had AI.
Oh, the government?
Yeah.
Probably.
To this level, and they just release it when it's way behind what they have,
They release it when it finally just gets leaked.
Yeah.
Well,
we got this much.
This brand new thing.
And they make it look really hack, But I've seen videos that are close already that are like, holy cow, barely tell it's fake.
Because I feel like before 1900s, technology was pretty simple. Like, I mean, there was like some stuff like the locomotive, firearms. But
Key points. Some believe that deities described in ancient myths could actually be extra. No. The idea is that aliens shared knowledge of technology with early humans and had sudden advancements like agriculture, engineering, and astronomy.
So, like, they would have had to gone way back.
Yeah, but the theory is that it happens in time, like when it needs to, or when it's hard to...
Oh, like when...
I wish I could know which video needed? It was.
Do you think the aliens helped with the pyramids?
I thought it was Joe Rogan talking about it. But yeah, like stuff like that. They had no buildings, barely. Well, they had buildings. Or did they have... Yeah, they had buildings then. But
it's a good argument, but I
no,
disagree
it's not that I even agree with it. It's just that it's interesting because they have like when Reagan got assassinated was during the time that they had all these like hidden UFO stories and Area 51 and
JFK?
all that. Or JFK, sorry.
Yeah.
Not Kennedy. Why do I always think Kennedy?
You said Reagan.
Did I say Kennedy? Oh, yeah.
Reagan got shot at, but he didn't get killed.
Yeah, Kennedy. RFK.
JFK.
Yeah.
Am I drinking these or is you?
I'm done talking. Dude, I'm so out of it. So, yeah. But that was the theory, is that they have like jumps at certain times, and it's like when they see a sighting. And nobody knows anything about it. Because that was like at the same time he came up with the smartphone, I believe. That's just an example. Or the computer probably was the first thing he came up with.
Well, didn't they have like massive computers in like World War II?
1984. See, so they had nothing and then the first computer. Right?
That's when the computer was invented, was 84?
He just probably upgraded it. See, I'm going to be talking out my ass. I don't know if I can talk on this topic because I don't really know what the whole correlation is. Because I don't know, like, first computer in the 19th century.
Yeah, I remember them being like
1871.
like the whole computer would be like the size of a room.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah. Massive things. And now you just have it in your pocket.
But
that's crazy.
Like stuff like this, like how do you figure out wiring? I don't get that. Like who figured that out, or how do you figure that out?
Smart guys. I don't know. I believe it.
You believe they just figured it out?
Yeah, I believe human history just evolved into discovering new inventions. If you look at Elon
Musk, dude, there's some people that are just have it. You know.
But there is some stuff like in the past that I don't know how they did it, like the pyramids. Like,
yeah, but there's got to be more than just the pyramids to go off of. I don't know.
It's weird. I don't think aliens exist.
No?
I think there's weird phenomenon out there that people just assume are aliens, but can be explained. You know? And I think there's a lot in the ocean that could look like alien technology or stuff. Look
at like the goldfish.
Creatures.
Is that what they're called?
Goldfish?
No, glow.
Anglerfish?
No, where they got the little ball on their head like Finding Nemo.
Anglerfish.
Is that what it is? Yeah, look at that thing. I could see.
Like if you saw that before
the
the internet, you'd shit your pants. Like, holy fuck, that's an alien.
Yeah.
But now that we have the internet, it's like, okay.
Yeah, that's an anglerfish. Fuck that, though. Don't they live real deep?
Oh, yeah. That thing on their head they use as like a bait. That's so sick.
The reading lamp?
So the thing will come up to the thing and then it'll just snatch them.
Dude, that is so scary. Look at them teeth.
Imagine that thing just clamped onto your calf. Munching.
I hate the ocean. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, it's crazy.
Have you been in the ocean?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's fun with like those monster waves. But like, dude, there's so much in the ocean. It's scary.
It is. When you think about it, it's terrifying.
If you were like deep sea and you jumped in, I'd be
like a shipwreck.
So scared.
Like sharks and stuff.
Titanic. I don't know. I probably would have had a heart attack just falling in.
I think scarier than that is like the deeper you go, how it's just pitch black, how no light can reach it.
Yeah.
That is.
Let me ask now, if you were on the Titanic and you jumped off, would it just suck you under from like the...
Oh, when the ship's sinking?
Yeah. You know how it pulls the water in and everything goes around it and then it settles?
See, that'd be something. Why couldn't you? I've thought about that too, like the physics of it.
Then you would probably die because you have nothing to float with. You're going to need a time to like...
I assume it would pull you under. Because like, you know, like when you put your hand through water, it kind of like... It
pushes, it pushes out and pulls in.
I assume a massive ship like that would pull you down. But there were people that were floating around on barrels and boards.
Yeah, I mean...
And that bitch didn't let Jack on. Yeah. There was enough room. Yeah. But, you know, I think it would.
Pull you under?
A little bit at least. Until it gets to like a certain point where it's just like it levels out, and then you could just swim back up or you're dead.
Like people survived on like little life rafts.
That is crazy. It was so cold, and like the shock factor, that was nuts. But thankfully, there was another ship that eventually came a couple hours later.
Have you ever heard conspiracies about the Titanic?
Oh, for sure. How it was rigged.
Yeah, like there was some families on there that didn't want something passed. I forgot.
They thought there were families.
Oh, the IRS, right?
I heard there were families that were like super rich and rivaled the Rockefellers. So
Yeah,
I think like the Rockefellers and another rich family sunk it on purpose. But there were important people on that ship.
J.P. Morgan arranged to have the men board the ship and sunk it to eliminate them. Morgan canceled his ticket due to reported illness.
Yeah, that sounds kind of fishy.
Yeah, J.P. Morgan's huge. They're still like in shit. J.P. Morgan Chase was like a big thing with Epstein.
Yeah.
They were his bank or whatever. But there was that. The Federal Reserve was being brought, the Rothschilds.
That's what it is.
A controlled demolition instead of an iceberg. That could be. Dude, there's a lot. I guess I didn't know all this. Fire in a coal bunker. But yeah, they were saying the main one that I actually sort of believe is that the Federal Reserve is coming about. All the tax stuff and all the families that were voting, because the people who were for it canceled. There were like 3 big families, and J.P. Morgan and the Rothschilds, and I forget who else. But then the rest of the people who were like voting against it, it was supposed to be a big rich cruise, and then the people just canceled for illness.
When did it sink?
1912.
When was the Federal Reserve started? 1913. Damn! Holy shit! The government's gonna come shoot us now. If we disappear,
I'm telling you, dude.
If me and Eli disappear, it is not a coincidence.
We did not kill ourselves, dude.
That's nuts.
I'm telling you. We're on the terrorist watch list now.
FBI's listening. Throw your phones out the window.
That's crazy.
That is nuts.
Fuck Woodrow Wilson. What did he even do? Yeah. So I don't know.
It's possible.
Because like people were so against taxes still then. So you come up with the Federal Reserve and printing money out your butt. IRS came about. I don't know when the IRS came about.
40s?
62.
62.
1862. So it was before that.
1862.
Yeah, I could see that though. They probably had some tax before that.
That was like the middle of the Civil War. Lincoln's like, fuck it, we need money.
Yeah, Lincoln signed it to help pay for Civil War expenses.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the Civil War, the North thought that it was just going to end in one battle.
3% tax.
And then they got their ass kicked. Did you ever hear about that first battle of the Civil War? How there were like people watching on the side? Like they thought it was entertainment. So it was the battle of First Bull Run. There was the Union and then the Confederates were coming, and there were
people just
hundreds of people like on the sides. Like it was a football game. And then eventually the Confederates were kicking their ass, and they were running through all the people to get away. And a lot of those people got killed. Like they ran through all the civilians.
The
Union, when they were running away, they were retreating, and a lot of the civilians got killed.
Well, I could see that. I'm surprised they didn't just start lighting them up.
Well, some of them got hit in the crossfire.
Unless they had morals still then.
And then they realized that this was going to take a while.
Yeah, and it wasn't just a one and done. Yeah. Dang.
Well, that's another thing with the Civil War. Like, people think it was because of slavery that they seceded.
Yeah, that was one of the smaller topics, wasn't it?
The more I think about it, you kind of agree with the Confederates a little bit.
What was the main? Yeah, what was the main reason of the war?
Because it goes back to the Revolutionary War. You know, we were getting away from Britain. We don't want a king. So then, when the America was founded, they thought it was going to be like another Britain with like a president, like one ruler. So then they wanted each state to be their own place.
See, this is the small one. Fear of federal intervention.
That's probably what it is.
Because too big of government.
That's exactly. They don't want.
That was probably the main reason. And slavery. Yeah, they shouldn't. I don't agree with the slavery.
Slavery was a side thing. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be treating them so badly.
Yeah.
You should be paying them a little bit.
Yeah, a wage.
Like they do in the North.
I don't think that was the core issue, but everything makes it sound like it was.
Civil War battles are fun to listen to.
Have you ever been to a reenactment? They're kind of cool.
I think I saw one when we went to visit my family in Virginia. It's cool.
Where we went to one, but they have like the cannons and the smoke and everything.
They have like the dummy rounds or something.
Yeah. But they're like, they're all the guns smoke like they actually shot muskets, and that'd be a mess. Because you're just out in the open. There was no sort of like, let's hide and shoot this guy.
Like they walked in lines like the British did.
Yeah, I don't get. Yeah, but that's the first. Was it the Revolutionary War first that they learned about like or ambushing?
The Americans
because the British always walked in like
the British would walk like that, and then
we learned to like hide behind the side of the road.
Guerrilla warfare.
Yeah,
little ambushes and run away, ambush them again, hit and runs.
I was listening. There was a Army Ranger on Andy's podcast yesterday. And he was talking about how they freeze mortar tubes, or they would freeze ice in the mortar tube, and then they'd like run away. And then by the time the ice would melt, the mortar would go off. So they'd start shooting at the mortar, and there's no one there anymore. They would just set it to go off, and then it would make everybody look that way. And then they're all way over somewhere else. We learned that in the Marines too, but
I heard they did that in World War I. They had their rifles like fastened on the trench, and then they would have like a bucket hanging from the trigger, and then like either as it would rain or there was water droplets falling into the bucket, it would pull all the triggers, and they would start shooting off at random times, but there was nobody there, so they would like keep them in their trench so they wouldn't charge.
But that would be a mess too. Dude, there's some shit.
There's a lot of like covert stuff they did. Like they had the inflatable tanks in World War II, just big balloons.
And people would think they were
planes
tanks.
Would fly over, and they thought it would be like hundreds of tanks.
Waste.
And be like, holy f***, there's all these tanks coming at us. But yeah, crazy.
Interesting stuff. So that's what you do with your childhood, huh?
No, I just listen to that stuff at work. It's fun. Makes the time go by. You start focusing on that, and you just forget about your job.
Dude. Podcasts are the way to go when you're working, when you're having something you don't have to focus.
Make sure you find somebody that either isn't just so monotone, or
is exciting about it.
You know, they make it interesting, and they can't be British.
No,
if I turn a podcast on and it's some British guy, man.
No,
I tried listening to one the other day. They were talking about how vampires, the case for vampires existing, and it was just some British guy like, the discovery we find was extraordinary, and it was just
too much.
It was quite remarkable. Yeah, it's like I can't listen to this shit anymore.
Fucking hell.
But that shit was crazy. They would bury these people, and like they would break their bones over their head and then chain them together. And there were all these people.
If they thought they were vampires?
Well, they uncovered all these bodies, and they were like chained together, almost as if they couldn't rise. And they had like, some of them had rocks in their mouth.
Or you mean they could rise?
So they couldn't.
So they couldn't rise.
Like they chained the dead body and then buried it. It was some of the stuff.
Rocks in their mouth so they couldn't go blood sucking?
Yeah, something like that. It was weird. And it was all like buried off to the side of the city.
Huh.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, that's how they were with witches and stuff, too.
Yeah.
Who knows how that was. And how much they actually had.
She's a witch. She knows math. Burn her at the stake.
Right.
Man, that was some fucked up times.
Dude, a lot of old history is fucked up times.
It was just a different time back then.
They say war creates civility.
I guess that makes sense.
Because after a war, everybody settles down and learns to work together. Then they start losing it. They get into another war, like Russia right now. You know how Biden gave Ukraine the go-ahead? Did you see Russians counterattack?
I heard they sent something. I don't know what they sent. Like he's just trying to make it as bad as possible for when Trump comes in, and then they blame it on Trump starting a war, and then when Trump comes in, Trump started World War III.
Meters per second. I don't even know how to convert that.
That's too much math.
Yeah, but they're fast. 10 times the speed of sound. So you're just like...
That's crazy fast.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
There was a video, but I don't know. It might have been that where they just see the light.
That's fast. Like, dude. Are those all missiles going off?
They had like sets of 4, but they didn't like target anything. They just sent them to the side, I think.
They weren't trying to hit cities?
No, I believe it or not, I think Putin's actually like not trying to kill civilians. What I didn't know is Ukraine has a U.S. biolab in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, apparently what Andy thinks is that countries go to Ukraine to do their shit work.
Their chemical work? Like with diseases and shit?
Yeah, like sketchy things, and then they go back.
So that's where COVID was birthed?
No, they actually think COVID, they just released it, might have been a member of Fauci's group came out this week and said it could have been birthed in North Carolina. Where was the fucking hurricane?
So you think it destroyed all the evidence? It all got washed away.
There's a chance.
In the floods.
These are conspiracy theories. Don't hold us to it. It's just for your entertainment only. We're going to die.
They're sending operatives after us.
I know.
We're not going to make it to see nighttime.
Hey, bitch, I operate too. But
hey, man, they'll come home and they'll find me dead already.
I already did the job.
Depression got this one.
Your note is take the day off, boys.
You're good, fellas. Yeah. Save the round.
Dude, I'm really hoping Putin just keeps like
on the down low.
Yeah, just like because in his I didn't know if you know this, but in his Tucker Carlson interview, he said he shook hands with Clinton and said, I'd like to join NATO. And Clinton said, I like that idea. And they shook hands over it. He was going to join NATO. We were going to be allies. And then as soon as he got back to the U.S., NATO told him, we ain't doing that. And he had to tell Putin no. And Tucker's like, why did he tell you no? He's like, you're going to have to ask him. So, like, I don't think he's as bad of a guy. Like, he didn't have any problems with anybody.
I think he's a reasonable guy.
Yeah, and
like
there's reasons. If people actually look into it, there's reasons that this whole thing started. It wasn't to invade like they tell you in the news. It wasn't just to take over Ukraine. There's actual reasons. And he's not bombing the shit out of it because he definitely could. Ukraine could be gone. But I think he cares about civilians more than people think.
Yeah, I agree. I think Putin's a reasonable man. I don't think he'd hurt anybody on purpose. I think there's a reason that nobody knows behind the scenes. That would be awesome if like the U.S. and Russia came to an agreement.
Did you know that they lost $236 billion? You remember what happened last time they lost and it came out? Does 9/10 ring a bell?
9/11?
9/10 they reported the loss of government money. This just came out last week that they have $236 billion unaccounted for. And nobody's heard about it yet. So we'll see what happens.
Something big's coming?
Yeah. There's
another thing we predicted?
There's a chance.
Man, we're really getting killed.
Yeah. Should we shut it down? So the government lost $236 billion. So if something happens, you heard it here. Shout out Real AF for the information. Fucking Big Andy.
Predicted it here.
Yep. But should we wrap it up, Nick?
Pretty much it.
That was a pretty decent talk. We're going. We might not be back. If Gus carries on our legacy, he's the only one living.
Gus will
They don't know about
keep
him.
it going.
Yeah, Gus.
They don't know about
keep
Gus.
it alive. Post this when we're gone. If we're not alive, I'll schedule it. But you got a word of the week? What?
Word of the week is provost. Or word of the day. That's just what it comes up. I have this own word of the day thing.
Okay.
Word of the day is provost.
Okay.
Provost. It's a high-ranking university administrator. So them college boys.
Oh, provost?
People that run the colleges. Provost. When I failed my chemistry test, I slapped the fuck out the provost.
Okay. Okay, this is a joke of the week, by the way. Joke of the week presented by Eli. It might not be as good as Gus.
You gotta have a new intro.
Yeah, I know.
Put your face on
Son
it.
says, Dad, can you please explain to me what a solar eclipse is? Dad, no, son. Come on.
It's humorous, you know. Would Gus have done a better job? Maybe. Probably.
How about this one? As I get older, I remember all the people I lost along the way. Maybe a career as a tour guide wasn't the best option.
Wow.
We'll leave you at that. These are just dad jokes.
Food for thought, you know.
Food for thought. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out. Don't forget, Strength of One has like a 50% off deal right now. So go get you some of that. By the time it comes out, it might not be a thing, but go get you some of that. Use code 3sheets. Give us some profits. And
profits.
Wish Gus well. Hopefully he comes back and he's got a story about a big deer.
Hopefully he fills the freezer.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll bring some hot sticks.
It's going to be a cold winter.
Some back straps.
A barren winter. Yeah, bring us some back straps.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, and some deer testicles so we can be Liver King. Nah.
I like it raw.
Yeah, raw. All right, guys. Have a good week. Thanks for hanging out. Peace. They're trying to assassinate us.
We're good.
Do you think we will?
Hopefully.
Dude, I have stuff to live for. I don't want to die. Shut it.
Did you
Shut
find
it all out.
cards?
Hit the button.